I'm Mark Hanis with the Genocide Intervention Network.
And I'm Sam Bell, also with GINet.
Today we want to talk to you a little bit about GINet and political will. GINet was created to answer the very, very simple question of what can I do to help stop the genocide in Darfur? So we created Genocide Intervention Network with a mission to empower each and every one of you with the tools to prevent, stop genocide. And we look at the three most critical tools each and every one of you can use to help stop the genocide in Darfur and prevent future genocides. And those three tools are educate, advocate, and donate. The education part is you need to know what's happening to be able to stop it. The donate part is that we're fundraising for protection. We know aid is important, but we really want to fundraise for the African Union peacekeepers and later UN peacekeepers in Darfur. The third part is advocate, and that's where we need to build the political will to prevent, stop genocide. Because the real reason why we continue to say never again every single time is because there is zero political cost for inaction from our public officials. Now, one member of Congress or anyone who runs for president will ever lose a vote or a campaign dollar when it comes to doing nothing in the face of genocide. But on all these other issues, abortion, gun rights, the environment, taxes, Americans get political. Our favorite example is with Terri Schiavo, the woman in Florida with a feeding tube. Americans not only got educated, but they got political, and they pressured their members of Congress and the president to take action, where Congress held special sessions till midnight, special sessions on Sunday, and President Bush cut his vacation short to be at the Oval Office to sign a piece of legislation for one woman. Well, in Darfur, there are at least 500 people a day dying, and we've called it genocide, but we're not doing enough. So we need to get political about stopping genocide.
So Mark has laid out our mission. We need to get political. We need to raise the political costs on our leaders who don't take action, and we need to reward our political leaders who are actually being true champions for this cause, specifically in Sudan, but in stopping genocide wherever it occurs. We've encountered a lot of people, a lot of Americans who want to make a difference in this. And oftentimes they've told us it's just really hard. It's hard to know what my representative's phone number is, what my governor's phone number is, and what they can do to stop genocide. And so we've kind of responded to those calls from constituents, and we've created a few tools that allow people to make it very easy for people to contact their members of Congress, contact their elected officials, and tell them the relevant asks for stopping genocide. So the first tool is 1-800-GENOCIDE. This is a toll-free hotline that allows you to be connected to your representative or your senator or your governor or the president. And all you need to know is your zip code. You do not need to know the phone number for any of your elected officials. If you just type in your zip code, the operator will give you the relevant numbers and will also give you the talking points for what to say to those officials. So a lot of this stuff is moving really fast, and a lot of the advocacy needs to be immediate. And so we update our talking points very regularly so you know what to say to your elected officials at the right time. The second tool I'd like to talk about is DarfurScores.org. A lot of constituents are writing to their members of Congress starting in about 2004, and we're getting responses back saying, I've done such and such for Darfur, or I've done such and such for Sudan. And people really have no way to evaluate what their members of Congress are actually doing about the genocide. So we've taken all the opportunities that members of Congress have had to make a difference, and we've put them in a rating system and really rated all the members of Congress on how they've done in stopping genocide. And this has been a hugely effective tool. We've had constituents come to Congress and say, look, I got this newspaper article published saying you had a D on stopping genocide. And these members of Congress are really shaken by it because it's starting to show that not only do people care, but the press cares, and this is going to be a story about how I'm not good at stopping genocide. And so we've had a really positive response to those kind of efforts. And so that website is DarfurScores.org. And I think the overall lesson, the overall thing we're trying to emphasize here is that You don't have to be the smartest person in the world to do this. You don't have to know everything. You don't even have to know the phone number for your member of Congress. We're going to do all that homework for you. What you need to do is be willing to pick up the phone, be willing to raise your voice and send a message to our elected officials that not only do we care, but we care enough to make a fuss about this. We care enough to make a fuss if they're not doing the right thing about genocide, about stopping genocide. We're going to make a fuss if they do the right thing about genocide. We're going to reward them if they do take action to stop genocide.
So exciting news is that you can be an Oscar Schindler. You can be a Paul Rusesabagina. You can have a hand in stopping genocide. And only if you call 1-800-GENOCIDE and go to Darfur Scores, only if you do that can we really make Never Again more than an empty promise, but a commitment we can keep.